It's a site of special significance that some say belongs on the National Register of Historic Places. It's known as Salubria, part of an old farm in Oxon Hill that was once the site of a slave rebellion and the home of a man who helped free slaves in Maryland. Recently, the Historic Preservation Commission removed Salubria's historic site designation so that National Harbor developer Milt Peterson could build a discount outlet mall. The move outraged some local activists, and last week they got the county's zoning hearing examiner to overturn the decision.
You know, that's breaking news right there. Alexandria, in terms of slave markets and slavery, was one of the most evil places on earth. And across the river, we have Oxon Hill, which was this gateway to freedom, and then somebody wants to bulldoze it. When they could put the same Tanger outlets or Walmart or whatever they want to put in, they could put it over in Rivertown, which is just falling apart.
The historical significance of Salubria is the fact that it is a hallmark in the history, certainly of African Americans. It is the high point of slavery resistance, and the Bain family, who lost 3 blood relatives as a result of that resistance, wanted this hallmark preserved as a place of reconciliation and contemplation.
Now, the ruling calls into question several levels of development plans approved by the Planning Board for the Tanger Outlet Mall. And joining us now to discuss the historical significance of the property is Bonnie Bick.
She is with the campaign to reinvest in the heart of Oxon Hill. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you.
Can we start by you just giving us a brief history about the significance of Salubria?
Salubria is a historic property that is eligible for the National Register of Historic Places, and it's eligible because of its high level of resistance to slavery there. So it's a very valuable site for Prince George's County and Maryland, and it's located right at the gateway to Maryland from Virginia. And we do not want to see Salubria turned into a discount outlet mall. We believe in reinvestment, and downtown Oxon Hill is crying for a need for reinvestment.
Well, before you get into that aspect, tell us about that history. There's a tragic story about one young slave who ended up killing 3 of the children there, and I think that was part of the rebellion.
Yes, that is the point of the rebellion. She was a 14-year-old who confessed to the crime of poisoning 2 of the children, and at the time that she confessed that she had previously poisoned another child. She was tried, and she had a 3-day trial in Upper Marlboro, and then she was hung. And we believe she's the youngest woman or girl to have been executed in the United States.
Tragic history, but definitely important history. Now, Salubria was given a historic site designation. Tell us about the developer's attempt to remove that designation.
Yeah, first, I would like to say that Milton Peterson, the developer, purchased the property knowing that it was a historic site. So we feel that that's a very significant point, because he has tried a number of times to develop the property, and he needs to understand that this is more valuable as a historic site for the well-being of National Harbor, actually, and for the communities. And it's directly across from Oxon Hill Manor. So putting a neon-type discount outlet mall with 85 stores is just not an acceptable use for that property.
Now, does the zoning hearing examiner's decision somehow call into question any various approvals that the Planning Board has made in the past?
Well, all of the Planning Board decisions were based on a decision that was made on January 4th of this year, where they voted to remove the historic designation and to have the archaeological remains removed from the site. and we disagree with that. We feel that the Historic Preservation Commission, when they made that decision, felt they had no other option. But the big point is that the archaeological information that was uncovered actually said that the property is eligible for the National Register. It's eligible because of the Bain family, it's eligible because of the tragic story, and it's eligible for the history that happened there. John Bain, there were 5 generations of the Bain family there.
We're running out of time. We have one more important question I want to jump
Excuse me.
in for.
I just want just to say that John Bain was a internationally recognized horticulturist, and that's a very important point also.
And lastly, would you say your group is completely against development in Oxon Hill?
No,
and if
not at all.
Briefly, where would you like to see development?
The master plan for Oxon Hill, it says that the investment should be made in downtown Oxon Hill. We don't want to have casino, we don't want to have the super Walmart, and we don't want to have the Tanger 85 outlet mall stores. What we want is to revitalize downtown Oxon Hill with smart growth.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you coming to talk to us about this issue.
Thank you.